Hey, what's up? It is Monday, 26th. Today is not the best day ever. Alright, I just realized I need to fix my husband's chair where the cats can lay in it if they would like. Hang on, you're gonna sit there and look at the ceiling fan. There we go. Now see, I have space for two kitties. One can be here, and one can be here. They like to do that sometimes. And then sometimes they both disappear and I never see them all day. So it is 2:30 in the afternoon. I have done, god damn it, I have like 2 tissues left. I have done a lot already today, and because of that, I'm probably not going to do very much the rest of the day. So I did a lot yesterday. If you watched my vlog from yesterday, you saw that. I did not end up taking a walk yesterday. I was exhausted by evening time, and I just felt like it would be too much to do that on top of everything I'd already done. So, but it's 2:30. I've been up since about 9. That's been one of my goals this year, is to try to get up around like 9. I used to do that, and then like there's a fine line between listening to your body and doing what your body needs and just like giving in to like all the chronic shit that you're dealing with. So there were days that I would sleep till noon. But one of the things I realized is if I didn't have a good night's sleeping, which is pretty much every night, and then I woke up at like 9 still really tired, going back to sleep and sleeping off and on till noon didn't help, because I still wasn't sleeping well in that time. So if it's not going to help to sleep longer, then why am I sleeping longer? So I got up at 9. My eyebrow looks weird. I got up at 9, and Daniel and I spent a little time together. Around 11, after having breakfast, we walked down to the apartment office and back because they had a package for us. If the post office has like lockers by the mailboxes to put packages in, but there's only like 6 lockers or something. So if they have more than that many packages that need to go in lockers, they give them to the office. So they had a package for us. So we walked down to the office to get that. Total, we only walked like a half mile because round trip to basically the front of the complex and back, because we're at the back of the complex, is like a half mile, which not bad. When we actually walk, like we're gonna go take a walk for exercise, we usually do more like 1.5 miles to 2 miles. But I didn't want to walk any more than that for multiple reasons. We kind of had to go get our package, and it was already like almost 80 degrees. Right now it's 86, but it was almost like 80 degrees, bright sunshine. I knew this wasn't gonna be, potentially wouldn't be good for me. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what measurement it would be, but well before we even got to the office, so well before a 1/4 mile, I started feeling my head. Starting to, you know, migraine up, so to speak. So we got the package, checked mail, we were there, got the Pokestop. For those of you that play Pokemon Go, there's a Pokestop at our gate and entrance into the complex, so we got that. And then we came back home. I was sweating like crazy, even though it was only 80. It was just like bright sun just beating down on you, so it was hot. And yeah, so we sat down you know, for a little bit to just kind of like cool off. Daniel ate something because he hadn't eaten yet, and then showers. My hair is still a little poofy from air drying. It always is like, this like bottom section is always really poofy after air drying. Sometimes I pull it back just to like tame it, like keep it pulled back for a couple of hours and then it'll be less poofy. Or I can run a straightener through it. That's more work. What's that? Are you done in the bathroom? Hang on. He was drinking water. Are you? Where are you? Where's my child? Did you go in the cabinet and I didn't notice? Hang on, I gotta see if he's in the cabinet. Ugh, he did. He is under the sink in the cabinet. He likes to do that. It's a nice little dark hiding spot for him. So anyway, I did a little bit of skincare after the shower, just like my basic. I didn't even use my actual cleanser, I just used micellar water to cleanse my face, and there's some moisturizer on. And then I laid on the bed for a while Daniel was getting ready for work because I was just freaking tired. I did do a load of clothes. I just got those out of the dryer a little while ago, and my head started like pounding more while I was trying to like sort them. And yeah, so the things that need to be hung up are just like stacked somewhat neatly on the bed to be hung up later when either I feel up to it or Daniel gets home, one or the other. I did put away the few things that needed to be like folded and put away, you know, like underwear and socks and stuff like that, but yeah, that's all I've done today. My head is hurting, but it's for a migraine, it's pretty mild right now, which is why I'm able to be on here and talking to you. Yeah, I would categorize this as a mild migraine right now. Probably like a 4 out of 10. You never know with migraines. They can be a 4 1 second and in the next second quickly climb up to 10. So hopefully it will stay this low because I don't like to take medication every time I have a migraine. That's a good way to get into a rebound cycle. Look that up if you don't know what a rebound cycle of headaches is. But basically, if you get into a rebound cycle, you have to detox off of pain medicine. You know, whether it's ibuprofen or, you know, whatever it is you're using, you have to like detox off of it. Because yeah, so that sucks. And then like it takes a while. So luckily I haven't really ever had a problem with rebound headaches, which is surprising because people with chronic migraines are much more prone to rebound headaches because of just the number of migraines they have. And you know, you can tell yourself, I know I shouldn't take medication more than 3 times a week or 2 times a week or whatever your doctor may have suggested, but when you have a headache that's a 9 or 10 on the pain scale out of 10, you start getting desperate. Especially when that migraine is lasting hours or days. You start getting desperate. And you're willing to take the medication anyway just to get out of the pain. So it's rough. But I do my best to avoid rebounds, which is why if this migraine stays at this level, I won't take anything for it. If it gets worse, I will though. Because and this is the other issue with migraines, is the medication, whatever you take for it, whether it's an over-the-counter thing like Excedrin or whether it's a prescription like my Maxalt or Imitrex or something like that, whatever it is, for it to be the most effective, have the most chance of helping you with the migraine, it needs to be taken very early on. The longer you've had the migraine, the less chance the medication will work. So that's one of the lovely things about migraines. You know, you're only supposed to, I had to clear your notification. You're only supposed to take medication 2 to 3 times a week max to avoid rebound cycles. But like you don't know which migraines are going to be the worst. You know, you could have one that starts out fairly mild and you're like, okay, I'm not going to take anything. But then 12 hours later, it's all of a sudden a 10 and you're dying. But now you've already had it for 12 hours, so now if you take medication, it may not even work. Like, it's more likely to not work than it would have been in the beginning. So, it's a really hard thing to balance and juggle. And it's one of the things that I don't think the places I've applied for disability, so long-term disability and then government social security disability, it's one of the things I don't think they take into account, and I don't think a lot of people take into account unless they deal with it. You know, a lot of people might say, okay, you have a migraine, so take something for it, and then go about your day. But it's not that simple. It's really not that simple. And that's not even going into, like, the migraine hangover, as a lot of migraine sufferers call it, that you have after a migraine is gone. And that still makes you feel pretty terrible. You don't have any head pain anymore, but that doesn't mean you feel good. So, it's fun. It's the joys of having chronic migraines. I will survive, though. So I don't have much planned for today. I do intend on meditating still, although it is really hard to meditate when my head hurts, so I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon. I did end up doing yoga yesterday, though. I didn't go for the walk, but I did yoga. The only way I'm doing yoga today is if this migraine goes away. So, we'll see how today goes. I'm going to light some incense because it's nice and relaxing and makes me feel better. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do that now, actually. Do I have a good place to set my phone where I can... Okay, see, I can't even scoot my chair forward right now. Hang on. Just look at the top of my head. Okay, there we go. I needed multiple hands to do this. Alright, let's see. Do I have a good place to set my phone where you might actually be able to see what the hell is going on? Probably not. What, stay? Yeah, no, you can't. You can't. That's my altar. I need something to set this on. Let's move my journals. Will this work? Nah, don't fall back. What? Why are you stupid? Work with me. Work with me. Y'all are like, just stop. Just give it up. Ha! It works. You can basically see the altar. I gotta pull the old stick from the last incense that was burned. The old stick out of this one. I'm gonna do a stick of French vanilla incense. Light it on my little candle over here. This candle's almost done. Been burning it for days. Oh, that's a fun flame. It's kind of cool. There we go. Alright. Got that one. You can see there. This is the one I just placed. You couldn't really see that one. At the angle this was. And then I want to do lavender or sage. I'm going to do lavender because it's more relaxing. So here's lavender. Alright. Put that one here. Alright, that's helpful. I'm not a fan of, like, strong smells when I have a migraine, of course, as I'm sure most people aren't. Especially if it's anything even remotely not pleasing. Oh, that's broken. Oh, that's so sad. This little part of my succulent was broken. wonder if Ashy did that. I blame him. If I knew what I was doing, I might actually be able to grow a new one out of that, but I don't know what I'm doing, so we're just gonna, that leaf looks dead. I don't know what I'm doing with growing succulents. Ah, it fell on the floor. I don't know. Go, okay. There we go. Alright. Oh god. Sorry. I dropped you. It happens, right? So, in having migraines as long as I've had, I've learned to deal with them, especially at this pain level. I know to some people it looks like I look just fine, like I feel just fine, but I don't. I'm good at hiding it. The other thing is I'm at home, so I'm more relaxed. And like if it starts getting worse, I can easily get up and go in the bedroom and lay down. Or grab my pills and take something. Or whatever it is I think I might need. You know, if I think eating some food will help, or because every migraine's a little different. So whatever I feel like might help that migraine, I can do it. I'm not somewhere where I wouldn't be able to do those things, you know what I mean? So that's actually a big help. Like when I was still working and I would get a migraine at work, it caused a lot of anxiety, because if the migraine, you know, all of a sudden became like a 10, I would have to leave work, but also I wouldn't be able to drive like that. And my husband and I only had one car, so, and I had it. Because his work was walking distance, mine was not. So it always made me anxious to get migraines at work. There actually was a couple of times that I went into like an empty room and laid down for a while before I actually left work, because I didn't feel like I could drive the way my migraine was. So that sucks. That's one of the good things about me being at home and not working, though, is I don't have to have that anxiety on top of my migraine. Because the anxiety can just make it worse. And then like the fear of losing my job and stuff like that. Unfortunately, a lot of chronic migraine sufferers are in constant fear of losing their jobs every time they have to miss work for a migraine. Which is why, one of many reasons why I feel like migraine should not be that difficult of a disability to be approved for. I really think one of the biggest reasons it's difficult is because there's no physical proof. For most people, we don't even know the cause of why we have migraines. You know, they do like MRIs on our brains and stuff, and it is possible that something can come up in those MRIs. But then that's a whole other story that has to be taken care of. But for most of us, you know, the MRIs are clear. We don't really have a cause for why we have migraines. Not something that can be fixed. So, but that means there's no like physical proof. Like, you know, if someone, well, like my mom had to go on disability because of rheumatoid arthritis. Well, rheumatoid arthritis shows up in, you know, I don't remember if it's MRIs or X-rays. That may sound dumb to some of you. Or ultrasound. I don't know. There's physical proof, though, is what I'm saying. Like, you can look at the, whatever the hell it is, and look at her joints and go, yeah, that's pretty messed up, you know? So, like, that's not something that you don't have proof for. And there's a lot of disabilities that there is physical proof for. And I think that's one of the biggest issues with migraines, and then things that are more mental disabilities, because there's no physical proof. So they're just taking your word for it. I mean, yeah, my doctor is backing me up and saying she has migraines, but still, even my doctor's diagnosis and him backing me up is solely based on my word. It's based on me saying I experience this, and this is the number of days I experience it, and this is what I do for it. And you know, they don't want to hand out free money. So they tend to make it difficult. That way, if you're faking it or something like that, you'll just give up. Or never be approved. Hopefully I'll get my hearing with Social Security this year. Could be next year though. My last denial was in October, I believe, and my attorney said based on how backed up Florida cases are, my attorney was estimating 19 months, so over a year and a half, so it could easily go into 2019, but I'm really hoping it'll be this year. For one thing, I hate being on long-term disability because it's not stable. So I think I said this in a recent vlog like a few weeks ago, but I may not, so I'm just gonna briefly go over it again, if I did. So long-term disability was approved in October. So October, November, December, and January, I got my monthly amount. They give it to me monthly in the middle of the month. So when my February amount came in, it was only $215. And I'm sure you can imagine, long-term disability is 60% of what my pay was at my job that I went on long-term disability from. So 60% of my pay is not $215. It's quite a bit more than that. I mean, I wasn't making like $50,000 a year, let's not be crazy, but I was making more than $200 a month. I wouldn't have been able to live on that. So I had to contact them and find out, this is what they told me. Well, the last thing we heard about your Social Security disability application was in October when you were denied. So we just made an estimate and reduced your monthly amount. And I was like, what? Like, you assumed I had been approved and not told you, and then you reduce my monthly amount? Like, what? I don't even remember anything like that being in like the information for long-term disability, that they would reduce my monthly amount if I got Social Security disability. I know people who were on both long-term disability and Social Security disability, and the two of them don't affect each other in terms of how much you get. So I had to send them just the information I had from back in October showing that, you know, a hearing would be scheduled. I don't know why they didn't just contact me and ask me, because they never told me that I needed to send them like everything. I mean, they asked me at points, you know, throughout, like when I was transitioning from short-term disability to long-term, they asked, have you filed for Social Security disability? And I said yes. Like, that was it though. I didn't know they needed more. They didn't tell me. They didn't tell me they were missing anything. So once I sent them the information, luckily they were fast enough to send an electronic funds transfer to my bank for that remaining amount that was missing. But it's frustrating to know that just like any month they could just, you know, change it up. So I know Social Security disability can change as well, but they're generally more stable than like long-term disability, at least in my experience so far. Maybe it's just my long-term disability provider, but whatever. Alright, I'm gonna leave you alone for now. I don't know that I'll record anymore because I've already been recording for 24 minutes. We'll see. Depends on if anything fun happens today. Anyway, I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. Bye.